Namaste, good morning.
Morning.
Namaste, good morning.
Good morning. Morning, everyone. You will
Good
see the
morning.
name. Yes.
How
So,
are you?
all good. How are you? You can on your camera at least one time.
All right. I look a mess. It's just like, hello.
Namaste. At least I would like to see very great, or they will give me a surprise next. Yes, great. Nice to see you
नमस्ते
first
जी,
time.
आप कैसे हैं?
आप कैसे हैं? मैं बहुत अच्छा हूँ. And
हाँ,
आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ.
Great. So he is speaking in Hindi with me. He's asking me, how am I? And that too with the correct grammar. So in the way we respect others, Greg just asked me up. So not like in a friendly way. So in a respected way. Very nice, Greg. You learning Hindi. Okay.
धन्यवाद जी.
Dhanyavad. Thank you. So here I have just written, but I would like to apologize, Valerie and Greg, you both, because I forgot to write your day. So you have to tell me your day on what.
Saturday, if that's okay.
Okay, Saturday. And for Valerie,
It
I-
it was Saturday too.
and the topic was, I'm sorry again.
Endocrine system.
Yes, I remember. Thanks. The rest I know. For the rest of the people who are in Bali, for them, maybe the half day, so they will not join, or they will join us late. About Ru, yes,
Yeah, my
yeah, what
topic.
is the topic?
You know,
Yeah,
because you keep introducing exciting topics, and then I don't know which one to do.
okay. So you are on Friday, so you can choose up till
Friday.
not until Friday. You have to give it.
No. Of course. I will let you know.
Today we will learn digestive system. Today,
Is this the last system? Maybe there's more systems.
no more. We will see. Depends.
All right. Don't worry. I will definitely
Okay.
let you know. I don't know.
Yes. So the rest of the people also, until your day, at least one day before, you can also change whenever you want, or because just 10-15 minutes. So your day is Friday, Ru, so you have to give me until at least Tuesday. That's it. Last day. For the rest of the people, thank you so much. I will confirm it. In the next week, we will be learning subtle anatomy. Please don't choose that topics about chakras, nadis, and prana. That is subtle anatomy and philosophy part. They have put in the syllabus, so I will take it. But I would like to ask you, have you learned about chakras, nadis, and prana before? Everyone?
Just a little
Never.
bit. Just a little bit of knowledge.
Just a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
about nadis, pranas, and
Basic.
chakras.
Chakras, a little bit. I don't know if I learned it here, but
Okay.
prior
Fine.
knowledge.
Okay, no problem. Let's talk about it next week, not here. Today, we will see digestive system, but we need to chant Om one time. As opening prayer, eyes closed, back and spine straight. Arms in prayer pose or in Gyan Mudra. You can touch the surface of the index and the thumb. Take a long breath and chant it one time. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You may open your eyes. Thank you. Let's begin. I hope you remember something from yesterday, what we have learned about yesterday. Erase it. We have studied about the respiratory system yesterday. Today we will begin and see in short, very short, about digestive system. So at least we will know some things about this system as well. Very important in the field of yoga, as we will see, like muscles, bones, skeleton, this musculoskeletal. Apart from this system is more important because not only the bones and the muscles will make us flexible, but what type of diet we follow and how the food will go and it will provide the nutrients to our body is more important here. So what we should do after a meal, what we should not do after a meal, that is what also more important. Yes, I have brought this topic. So before only, I will say, if we eat, before we start the digestive process, if we eat something, what we do after eating, right after eating, or what we should do after eating?
Maybe rest.
Rest. So you go to bed after eating?
No. Maybe the digestive system wants to rest, but
Yeah.
practically we can't.
So what we should do? Shall we walk? Shall we jog?
No.
Or shall we sit?
Just sit. I think
So
maybe it's better.
we should just sit. But in what position we should sit? We should sit in the Vajrasana. For example, there we have to walk, but not right after the meal. So right after our meal, we have to sit in Vajrasana, that is on our knee. For example, I will just turn on my back camera. So I will show you the Vajrasana. Wait a second. Oops. What I am. Yeah. So here I will show you. This is the Vajrasana. Simple. Can you see me? Sitting on my knee? Hello?
Yes. we can see.
Yes. So why we should sit on our knees on the Vajrasana? Because according to Marma therapy, so Marma therapy, Marma pressure points, we have 107 Marma pressure points in our body. So for the digestive system, the Marma pressure points are in our calves. The Marma pressure points are in our calves. And this will lead to digest the meal properly if we sit in the Vajrasana. So we should and must sit in the Vajrasana for at least 10 to 15 minutes right after our food. Okay. Then we can go to the walk, or if we want to rest, we don't have energy and we should rest, we feel like to rest, then try to rest on your left side. So on your left side where your stomach is slightly to the left. Slightly your stomach is to the left, so you have to lie or rest on your left side but not on your right, or you will feel the acid reflux problems will start if you will lie down suddenly after the meal. So you should better sit in Vajrasana for 10-15 minutes, then go to walk, then engage yourself in any activity and not to sleep at least for 1 or 2 hours after the meal. Now we will see this process of digestive system in short. So yesterday we have seen the respiratory. It's a similar diagram I will draw. Our favorite human, this, like every day. So In the digestive system, you see, okay. This is what the food pipe. In the respiratory system, you will see the nasal also. So it was the windpipe. So it was the nasopharynx, osopharynx, and laryngopharynx. But in the digestive system, the first is ingestion, and in this first, the food goes inside the mouth here. So what is inside our mouth?
Saliva.
Before the saliva, first one, the teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the
Good point.
first is the teeth which cuts or bites the food into the smaller pieces. And how many numbers of teeth do we have just in general for adults?
Did you ask how many teeth we have? Is it
Yes,
32
anyone.
or 36?
32 or 36?
I think 32, isn't it?
Yes, Dagmar, how many do you think? Or Greg? Valerie?
28.
28, Greg says. Other, how many teeth do we have?
Combien de
Okay.
dents?
Mhm.
Okay.
Don't know. No problem. So we have the 32 teeth on an average.
Oui, c'est ça, 32. Yes.
Yes. We have 32 number of teeth, 16 in the upper jaw, 16 in the lower jaw. If they are broken, then we could have 28 as also we could have 29 also. But we have the 32 teeth in an adult. So 16 in the upper jaw, 16 in the lower jaw. Then each type of teeth. So there are different types of teeth. We have incisor teeth in the front to cut the food. We have the canine teeth at the lateral side to tear the food. At the behind, little bit behind, we have the premolar to crush the food. And at the back, including the wisdom teeth, those teeth are known as molars. That is for to grind the food. So we have these special types of teeth inside our mouth for cut, so that mechanical digestion begins right in our mouth. The more amount of the food is been digested in the mouth only, more than 50% of the digestion happens in the mouth only with the help of the teeth. The more we cut or we bite the food, the more nutrients we provide to each and every cell. We do have to eat very slowly. We do the more slow or the more times, number of times you will bite the food, the more it will be digested properly. If we eat our favorite food, for example, anyone, if you eat your own favorite food, you try to eat it more faster, but that does not digest properly because we try to bite it less number of times. And what happens? It is our favorite. Some like pizza or burger or like these types of food we should not eat actually, but some people who like try to eat it quickly and have digestion problems. So we have to eat it more number of times by biting or chewing the food more number of times. So inside the mouth we have the teeth, then we have the salivary glands. Yes, Ru. How many salivary glands do we have in our mouth?
I think I only know I don't know that many. Salivary amylase or something.
Salivary glands has the amylase. In short, we will see not in this, but there are 6 salivary glands. How many? 6 salivary glands in our mouth. So in our mouth, we will see first teeth, then we will have the salivary glands inside our mouth only. Those are 6. So first salivary glands are known as parotid glands. Here you will find the parotid glands right in our behind the cheek. Even if you will rub here with your finger, you will produce the saliva in your mouth. Saliva is what? A liquid. which contains the enzyme here to break down of the food or to make the food more soft. It makes the food more soft. It moistens the food, which makes easily for our tongue to swallow this food. So the salivary glands here, there will be two salivary glands, parotid, then the rest of the salivary glands will be under the tongue. The sublingual gland and the submandibular gland. So this is the mandible bone. We know the mandible bone, the only moving bone. Below the mandible bone, there will be submandibular gland. Below the tongue, there will be sublingual gland. And at the cheek, parotid gland. Well, no need to write these things, but in short, there are 6 salivary glands, which will help to make the food more soft and moisten, will make it easily for the tongue to swallow. So in our mouth, you will just write here the teeth, 32 salivary glands, 6, and how many tongue? Only one. We have the tongue, which helps the food to swallow. On the tongue, what will be there? The taste buds, as well as the tiny hair, the taste buds. Number of taste buds on our tongue, but there are 5 tastes, 4 or 5 tastes on the surface of our tongue. So on the front surface is the sweet one. Then we have that taste buds. Behind we have salty, sour, bitter, the taste number of taste buds on that region of that tongue. When the food will pass, we will feel that taste. For example, if you eat a chocolate, if the chocolate will flow and in your mouth, that time at the tip, at the front surface of the tongue, will touch that particle of the chocolate, you will feel that taste, the sweetness of that. Like that, if you will eat the spicy food, or if you will eat the salty food, or if you will eat the sour, the bitter fruit. So when that particle will go only to that region on the surface of the tongue, you will feel that taste buds on the tongue as well. So here the mechanical digestion will begin and it will go to the end of the oral cavity. That is known as the throat region. So this throat region in the digestive system will be known as oesopharynx and laryngopharynx. I will write only 2 regions of throat in the digestive system. Like in the respiratory system, there was a region from the nose also. So it was nasopharynx. But in the digestive system, we eat only from the mouth. In the respiratory, we breathe from the mouth and the nose we can as well. Now, these pharynx are nothing but the throat. Below this mouth and the throat, we will have the epiglottis. We will have the tissue, a flap of tissue, epiglottis. And what is the function and what is the role of the epiglottis? Today, you will tell. Yes, Ru.
It stops the food going in the windpipe and the air going through the food pipe.
Yes,
It's a
perfect.
flap of tissue.
Correct. So it will stop the food to enter into the windpipe and it will send the food right in our food pipe only. So here you will see the red one, food pipe. This red color, we have drawn a pipe, that is food pipe. But if this will send the food in the food pipe, then where is the windpipe? Can you tell where is the windpipe now? If we are not showing the windpipe here, is it at the side or is it at the front or the back or right behind each other or at the side of each other?
Are they on the side of each other?
Yes. Can you guess? For example, I will show this is the red marker food pipe. This is the blue marker windpipe. So if are they side to side each other or are they right behind each other or side to side? What will you say?
I wonder if they're side to side. I think that they
Okay.
might be side to side, but that's a guess.
Okay. So
Could be wrong.
they are not side to side. They are behind each other.
Okay.
The food pipe and the windpipe are behind each other. So if they are behind each other, we should have one question. Which one is in the front or which one is in the back? Can you guess?
The
Windpipe in
food
the front.
pipe in the
Yes,
food
great.
pipe.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Windpipe is in the front. We have seen the cartilages of the ring. And if you will see if you will touch here to your own throat, just don't see my throat here, and you will see the number of rings you can feel as well. That are the cartilage of the rings of the windpipe. And behind the windpipe is the food pipe. Behind the windpipe, that is the food pipe. So food pipe is behind the windpipe. Correct. Now, this food pipe is known as esophagus. Esophagus. That means food pipe. In our language, simple, this is anatomical term, esophagus. This food pipe will connect our throat to our stomach. This food pipe will connect to our throat and to our stomach. Where is the stomach? To our left side. I have drawn the stomach to our left side. And this food pipe will have the number of waves or the waves of peristalsis. This food pipe will have the waves of peristalsis. That means these waves of peristalsis will allow the food to move slowly in and enter in our stomach. Not right after we eat. The food will fall down in our stomach quickly in a second. It will take some time and will allow the food to travel slowly with these waves of peristalsis in your food pipe. And at the end of this esophagus, or food pipe, you will find a small ring. Here at the beginning of the stomach, you will see the small ring. Can you see? And this small ring is known as sphincter or esophageal sphincter. This is a sphincter. This esophageal sphincter, this small ring, what is this role? It holds. When the food enters the stomach, this sphincter gets closed from inside. And when the sphincter gets closed, it holds and traps the food inside the stomach. It won't allow the food particles to travel up from the food pipe. So when we have the problems like the acids, reflux, that time the sphincter in our food pipe is weakened. There is no energy in that sphincter left to hold and trap the food inside the stomach. Or if we eat more than the capacity of our stomach, then also the food will go and travel up the acid reflux from the stomach. So try to eat limited, like depending upon the size of our stomach. For example, if I will ask what is the size of our stomach?
The size of our fist, maybe.
Yes, it is right. The size of our, not one fist, size of our two fists. So two fists kept side to side is what the average size of the stomach. The size of the heart is one size of our fist. But our stomach approximately two fists. So only this much is our stomach, and how much we eat? This much, more than the size and the capacity.
Size of 10 fists.
Then what will happen? It will definitely come back up. And if we eat this much, and if we rest right after eating, then no doubt it will happen acidity, gases, all the things. So we have to sit in Vajrasana and walk a few miles. Then after, up till here, is this clear? We will proceed further. The next is stomach. Okay.
Yes, yes, thank you.
So first I will erase this everything, and from the stomach I will show again. Where is my... So the stomach, write down the next from the stomach. What is inside the stomach? So,
Acid, stomach acid.
acid, great, acid. This is the food pipe, this was our stomach, and then in the stomach, we have the enzymes as well from our saliva, which travels down while we swallow. As well, we have the acids. So what kind of acid do we have in our stomach? We have hydrochloric acid, HCl. Hydrochloric acid. And what is the role of this hydrochloric acid in the stomach? To
Break down the food.
No. To break down the food is the role of enzymes
The enzyme.
in the stomach. So enzymes break down the food, and acid is what? To kill the germs or the bacteria from the food which we eat. If there are any germs or bacteria as well remaining in the food, if the food is not cooked properly, whatever the bacteria germs will be present, which would affect our immune system in the intestine, will be removed by this acid. Will be completely cleaned and will be sent to the small intestine. So from the stomach, it will go to the small intestine. But below the stomach, there will be a pancreatic gland that also has below the stomach. Do you remember we studied in the endocrine system? The pancreatic gland. In the endocrine system, in terms of hormones, this pancreatic gland has those cells, alpha cells for the glucose, beta cells for the insulin, but this is not the endocrine system. This is the exocrine system where it does not produce hormones. So pancreatic gland in the exocrine system has the role to make digestive enzymes, and these digestive enzymes are helping in the intestine, sends to the intestine, through this pancreas for the further chemical digestion. So the acids and enzymes from the stomach, the digestive enzymes from the pancreas are all sent to the smaller intestine. So this is pancreas, this is our stomach. Yes. Also, apart from this, we will have the liver. What do we have? The liver. Where is the liver? To the right side. This liver has a duct, and inside the liver, so the liver produces bile. The liver, this is your liver, it will produce bile. This bile is nothing but the liquid, the yellowish liquid, the bile, that is pitta, you can say in Ayurvedic term, pitta. That bile will help to break down fat. The bile from the liver which is produced is inserted from the bile duct. You will see to the smaller intestine, and it will help for the chemical digestion process to break down of fat. Now, when the bile will be created more in much more amount by the liver, that time the small intestine will use some of the bile, and the rest of the bile which is not used by the small intestine will be sent back. The rest of the bile which is not being used by the small intestine will be sent back to the liver, and where it will send? It will send to the gallbladder. So in our liver, you will have a gallbladder as well. So the gallbladder in the liver, what is this role? For the storage of excessive bile. So for the storage of excessive bile, which is not being used by the small intestine, though that will be stored in our gallbladder. This gallbladder can also have the stones. When the liver, inside the liver, people have the bladder stones, and some of the people, they do operation. Even the practice of yoga can remove this gallbladder stone easily, but some operation and they remove this gallbladder. If they remove this gallbladder, they can still survive with the help of liver. We don't need gallbladder to survive, but we have to avoid certain foods like spices and many more things like junk food, and lots of foods we need to avoid, like oily foods. We should not have that much, because there is no storage of bile from the gallbladder and in the liver. So after removing the gallbladder, there are much more restrictions. So before only we need to practice yoga and lots of asanas and such things to not create any problem to our liver. So what we have in here, the acid from the stomach, the bile from the liver, which will break down the fat, and the digestive enzymes from the pancreas will all enter where? In our small intestine. And this in our small intestine, it will all absorb the food and the nutrients from the food. So all the nutrients from the food, almost more than 90%, of food will be absorbed in the small intestine. This is your small intestine, the red one. Then the small intestine will be connected here to the large intestine. And from large intestine, what will happen in the large intestine? In the large intestine, the remaining amount of nutrients will be absorbed, which will not be absorbed by the small intestine. Along with it, in the large intestine, we will absorb water. So in our large intestine, absorption of water is absorbed. In the small intestine, nutrients are absorbed. Absorption of nutrients, absorption of water in the large intestine, and whatever after the absorption, the food will travel in the waste material in the form of feces in the large intestine in a colon. So in our large intestine, in the center of the large intestine, there will be a colon, and in that colon, a tube inside our large intestine that is what carrying our waste in a solid form, that is carrying our waste in the solid form. Stool, we can say a stool, and it passes down from the large intestine to, and it will be excreted out, excretion, or from the anus. So anus is what? Removing all the waste material at the end. After absorbing the nutrients and the water in the intestine, it will be fed the waste product in the colon, and from this colon, in the form of waste product, it will be excreted out from the anus. Okay. This was the process of the digestive system. Can we repeat from the starting one more time in short? Have you understood these things?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will just repeat quickly. I will. From the start, if you have drawn, we have seen in the mouth, we have the teeth, salivary glands, and the tongue. Where our mechanical digestion begins, we will cut the food, then our salivary glands will make the food soft, and the tongue will swallow the food. Then it will go to our throat region, that is our pharynx, oesopharynx, laryngopharynx. Then we will have the epiglottis, and in the epiglottis, it will send our food to the food pipe. Then in the food pipe, it will take the waves of peristalsis to bring that food down slowly in our stomach on the left side. In the stomach, it will be enzymes from the mouth, and it will be the acid hydrochloric as well, which will help to finish off the germs and bacteria from the food inside our stomach. Then on the right side, you will have the liver, which contains bile, which produces bile, and it sends the bile, which break down fats, to our small intestine. Along with it, when the small intestine does not use all the bile produced by the liver, it will again send this bile to the gallbladder to reuse it another time for the next digestion process, to reuse. And we have the pancreatic gland under the stomach, which contains digestive enzymes, and it is also sent to the small intestine. So all these are in the small intestines, the digestive juices, which absorb more than 90% of nutrients only in the small intestines. And in our large intestine, we absorb the water as well as the remaining nutrients from the food. Then, after absorption of nutrients and water, the food in the waste product in the form of feces will be fed from this colon and will be excreted out through the anus. This is what, in short, we have seen the digestive system. Cleared?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, good, thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, no questions here? Great.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy. Now we will just chant one prayer and we'll chant Om. So keep your back and front straight one time to end up the session. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhave. Take a long breath and chant Om one time. Chant Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much. And namaste. Hari Om. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye. We'll end up the meeting now. Thank you.